In a quiet village where even the wind had forgotten how to sing, a boy sat alone on a rusted water tower, his scarf dancing with the breeze that once carried stories. In his hands he held a jar. Not just any jar. A glowing one. Like it had caught the last breath of the sky. They called him Eli. 15 years old. Too old to believe in fairy tales, but just young enough to still listen to the silences. One evening, when the sky had faded to the color of forgotten dreams, an old woman appeared beneath the crooked wooden arch. She moved like time, slow, gentle, certain. Her silver braid shimmered beneath her patchwork shawl. In her wrinkled hands she carried a jar of her own, filled with stardust and stillness. And with a smile that knew many sunrises and goodbyes, she offered it to Eli. She said nothing, because some gifts don't need explanation, only passing on. With the jar glowing softly in his hands, Eli began to walk. Across dry fields and broken fences, through roads that led nowhere and memories that whispered. As he walked, the jar shimmered brighter. Tiny fragments floated toward it. Pieces of sky no one had noticed had fallen. A cloud sigh, a bird's forgotten path. A color that didn't belong to the earth. He didn't ask why. He just kept walking. Like his feet remembered something his heart hadn't been told yet. People began to notice. A girl with braids and a crayon drawing. A fisherman with salt on his shoulders. A woman with a folded letter no one had read. An old man who walked slowly, but watched quickly. They didn't ask questions. They followed. Some brought empty jars. Others brought nothing but quiet. And then, something changed. Wherever Eli passed, the air shimmered. Hands stretched gently to the sky. Jars glowed. Not with electricity, but with memory. The villagers no longer just followed. They gathered. Together. They began collecting what was once invisible. The morning it happened, no one said a word. They just stood still. The sky returned like a soft apology. Blues and golds poured into the village, like someone had opened an old window in the sky. Eli lifted his jar one final time, and released it. It floated upward, weightless, purpose fulfilled. Above them, the color bloomed. And below, for the first time in years, someone laughed. Eli sat again on the tower. Not because he was waiting, but because he was at peace. The jar now rested beside him. Empty, yet still glowing. Below, the village pulsed with color and conversation. Above, the sky stretched on. Not perfect, but present. Some things break quietly. Some things heal louder than we expect. The boy didn't return the sky alone, but he was the first to believe that it could come back. And sometimes, that's all it takes. For anyone who still believes broken things can be beautiful again. We all carry broken pieces of sky. But sometimes, it only takes one heart to believe. For color to return. For light to rise. For stories to heal. If you still believe in quiet magic, in second chances, in skies that come back, subscribe to TaleGrain Studio and walk with us through stories that remember how to hope.